fascinating stat to start off today's video. 57% of the content that you read on the internet is AI generated content. That stat comes to you from Amazon Web Services. And what this shows is that the benefit of AI, using AI tools for your content, is getting your ideas from your brain to the internet at lightning fast speed. So there are huge benefits to using tools like ChatGPT. But there are also huge downfalls for using this. The most obvious, which we can use this quote from Forbes, which is to ensure that we remain engaged thinkers while using AI tools effectively, it's key we continue to maintain and strengthen our critical thinking skills. So most basically, by using AI to the extent that we are and still growing, still using it, and to a much larger extent every single day, we are removing our own critical thinking skills. So we're basically having AI talk to AI and taking ourselves out of the picture. It's pointless. The other issue that you will see today, rather than weeks, months, maybe even years down the line, is that those tools that are creating the AI generated content are also ranking your content. So Google, one of the biggest producers of AI generated content today, is also ranking your own content. And it is finding that most AI generated content ranks lower on their ranking, which, I mean, obviously when you Google something, you want to be at the top of the list, right? And if you're not at the top of the list and you're using AI to generate your content, there are several reasons why that might happen. So today we're going to talk about when to use AI, when to not use AI, and how to use AI in a very productive and constructive way so that it helps you but doesn't hinder your own excellence or expertise too. So stay tuned for that. All right, so for us to be able to figure out when it is beneficial to use AI, we need to understand how Google or tools like Google are using or reading AI, how they're understanding what is AI generated content and what is not. There are several ways that Google does this. One, grammar and syntax. And what it's looking at is this perfectly written? If a piece is perfectly written, then it's probably not written by a human. And they find that out by looking at the whole context of what is being put forward. So whether you're looking at social media posts, or if you're looking at a blog, or if you're looking at a page on your website, no matter what it is, if it's perfectly written and it has no nuance to it, and nuance is the second way it reads, then it knows it's AI generated content. It's going to push it further down. It does not want to end up providing AI content to AI readers. So it's trying to avoid that by pushing down content that is definitely generated by ChatGPT or competitors. So you have to make sure, I mean, obviously you want your grammar to be good and your syntax to be good, but it's the nuance that's missing. It's the context. So if you're reading something and it feels very, if it feels like it came out of a book, it doesn't feel like it's conversational, forget it. Go back to the drawing board and rewrite that piece. So nuance, grammar and syntax, and then the most obvious for Google and for human beings is the repetition. So if you go to ChatGPT and you ask it to write a blog about Stanley water bottles, for example, it will give you repetitive content over and over. And it feels like it's a 5th grade paper being written when your teacher says, you have to write 1,500 words on something. You don't have 1,500 words, so you start just repeating yourself. That's what ChatGPT feels like. It reads like that to the naked eye, to me, not to the expert who is Google, but it also reads like that to Google. There are certain things that ChatGPT loves to do. and that'll be your M dash. And if you look on LinkedIn, especially if you look up copywriters on LinkedIn or freelance writers on LinkedIn, every single day they're saying, I can tell when something's written by ChatGPT. And it is because there are certain grammatical features that we use very rarely, like the M dash. So there's an N dash and an M dash. Look it up, you'll find out what the M dash is, and you'll notice ChatGPT loves the M dash. It also loves certain words like elevate. Loves the word elevate. So if you write any marketing content, ChatGPT is like, ooh, we could use elevate in here. And it also loves to overuse emojis. So when you're looking at social media posts, if you see a ton of emojis, if you see M dashes, if you see words like elevate, you see a title on a social media post, that's not written by a person. If you are a social media content writer, you know that you have a certain amount of characters to grab somebody's attention, because then they have to hit the more button. And if you're using a title, you're not grabbing somebody's attention. So that would be ChatGPT. These are all the things that Google can see easily and your audience reads, and they don't feel any character. That's the problem with ChatGPT and its competitors. I keep using ChatGPT, but I'm talking about all of them. There is no character. There is a missing heart in all of the writing that ChatGPT puts out, and you can see it. So how do we use ChatGPT in a beneficial manner without getting hit by Google or even our end readers? Let's take a look. So there are certain things that you can use ChatGPT for. Nice, quick, short things. If it's longer than a heading, you're probably going to need to rewrite it, even though ChatGPT wrote it for you. So if you're looking for headings, great. Captions, great. Use ChatGPT. It's fine. But if you're looking for a full article, a blog, then ask ChatGPT, be very, very careful and spend a lot of time on your prompts. Figure out which ones work for you and which ones do not. And then keep using those prompts. And I'm going to have a bunch of prompts for you that work really well for us. They will work, but only for a short amount of time. And then ChatGPT will start to change up on you and you'll need to adjust them slightly. So keep that in mind. Use these prompts as a starting point, but make sure you adjust them as you use ChatGPT more and more. Otherwise, you'll end up with the same content over and over. You don't want that, obviously. So use your ChatGPT for captions, use it for headers. Be very careful with what keywords you want in your header so that you can tell that to ChatGPT so you get what you want and you get it faster than you can come up with the ideas. The next thing, do not use for long form content, but use it for your first draft. It's fine. If you use it for your first draft, it will give you a bunch of content. You can ask for as many words, as many characters as you want, and you can use that as a starting point. But then go through and be ruthless as an editor. Go through, take out all of the repetition, and make sure that it starts to make sense. If you take out an entire paragraph and you don't need to create anything to lead paragraph A to paragraph C when you've taken out paragraph B, you know ChatGPT did you bad. This is a poorly written article if there doesn't need to be any kind of a lead-in from B to D or A to C or whatever it is. So make sure that you read through your article. Make sure that you add sources. Make sure that you quote people. Make sure that you have your credibility statement in there. All those things that you learned in middle school and high school on how to write a paper, they are still relevant today. You still need those things. So my point is, what is ChatGPT good for? It is good for short form content. Those little snippets that you need. Like you need a title of a paper. You need the title of a page. You need your keywords put into a title. Ask ChatGPT to do that. If you're using long form content, ask ChatGPT to write your first draft and then get off ChatGPT and rewrite the heck out of that draft. That's how you're going to put your own heart into it. That's how you get your core values into the content that you're writing every single time. And that's how you make sure that Google still likes your writing, even when you use ChatGPT. You have any questions about AI for me? Please let me know. If you have any questions about AI for our designers, they also have some tips on AI. Please let me know. And if you would like to get our ChatGPT prompts, please go to our website, abassmarketing.com. Bye for now.